We are back with another review, and today we got a 10-inch pop for the 10-inch pop collection. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review, because today we are checking out Green Goblin from Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Here he is right here in the flesh, or in the vinyl flesh, I guess you could say. Huge box, very large box. It's a little bit wider than a normal 10-inch pop box. It's almost built like the Dio from that new Star Wars movie, Force Unleashed, or Force Captured, or something about the Force. So we got Miles Morales in this wave, Miles Morales Unmasked. We got Peter Parker, we got Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Noir, Prowler, and the standard 4-inch Green Goblin. So let's do this. Let's take him out the box and let's check out what we got going on here, because it is very difficult to see inside the window here with the glare. This is a 2018 pop that dropped. I ended up scooping this one up for under $20 shipped. So yeah, I've been trying to scoop up a lot of these older 10-inch pops that I necessarily didn't want at the time for full price, but if they dropped to a certain price point, then I would be more inclined and interested to pick them up. So we have, let's see if we could do this, 34,933 Marvel Green Goblin 10-inch pop. C1, no C1. Haven't seen C1 in a while. Maybe they're on to me, finding out about their C1 nonsense. So here we go. This is a huge pop. Wow. Okay, here's the backdrop for it. Let me get the box out of the way over here. Here's the backdrop for it, which is just basically like a chaos type vaporwave look to the cityscape. So interesting on that. Put that back in the box for now. That's a weird one, because it actually doesn't sit in the box. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It actually doesn't sit in the box properly, if it makes sense. It actually doesn't fit in the box properly, because here's the bottom of the street level, and then for it to fit in the box properly, it has to go sideways. So yeah, very interesting. It's almost like he's flying through the city sideways. See that? Very bizarre, right? Anyway, let's move on to the pop review, because that is what we're here for, right? We're here to check out a pop. And I'll talk about the back art, but definitely something that's a little weird with that. I don't know if that's meant to insinuate that he's flying sideways. I mean, I don't know. It's back art, you know what I mean? Don't put too much thought into it, Funko, you know what I mean? It's just back art. So here we go. We got this. It's almost like a gargoyle. Almost looks like a gargoyle. Again, have not seen the movie, so you know, I'm only going off my previous conceptions of Green Goblin, and this is definitely way different. He's got a purple hood, he's got red eyes, a blue tongue, and he looks like a gargoyle from the show Gargoyles. Like, no joke, he looks like Brooklyn from Gargoyles. I think he's the green one. He's got his little pumpkin grenades here along his belt. He has a purple loincloth on. He's got a tail like a dinosaur. He's got really tiny wings. I almost wish his wings were a little bit bigger. I mean, I don't really know the character again, but it almost looks like they're a little too tiny for the size of the pop this is. I mean, he's pretty menacing looking, to be honest with you. He's got these like gnarly gauntlets on his arms that have spikes all over them, which are actually kind of spiky. His claws look pretty good. The paint app on this one looks all right too. The tongue is a separate piece. Most things with 10-inch pops that I notice is a lot of the stuff is separate pieces, and they're all painted individually based off how they're supposed to be painted, and then they're glued together. Like the tongue is like a nice gloss finish, as you can see. We have these gauntlets, which are a matte finish. As you can see, they're a separate part. There's a shoulder, there's this bicep area, and then it goes directly into the gauntlet that's glued, and the hand is another separate part as well. The only thing that looks like is not a separate part is going to be the fingernails and the toenail claws. The wings are all separate parts. The little goblin pumpkin grenades, those are all separate parts that are glued on. So yeah, pretty much everything's, and the hat itself, the purple hat, is not a separate piece. That is part of the head sculpt. So it's got a pretty good bobble to him. Doesn't really need to be cranked down. He stands rather well, which he should, because he has one hand down in a 3-point stance, ready to just pounce. So he looks pretty cool. There's a little bit of a blemish on here. It looks like it's actually in the paint. It looks like a white line of paint that's in this particular pop, which is pretty interesting on that. But again, under 20 bucks for this particular one, and he's staying out of box anyway, because he does look kind of cool. He reminds me so much of like a gargoyle from that show Gargoyles. It's crazy. And I really think the green one was named Brooklyn, but I could be wrong. Great show. I did have the pop set. I ended up selling the pop set when I first got into collecting pops, so kind of regret it. Wish I kind of had it back. Now I'm looking at this one, but a 10-inch version of any one of those gargoyles would have been cool. Definitely would have been cool to see, what is it, Goliath? He's the main guy. Him in 10-inch pop form, maybe as a stone figure. That would be neat. Anyway, we're getting too diverted off the subject here. We're here to review this Green Goblin, and I think he's pretty cool. Again, have not seen the movie. Don't really plan on seeing him. I'm not a fan of the Marvel MCU, but I do have some MCU pops because sometimes the pops are just pretty cool. So just like this one, this 10-inch pop is going to be staying in the collection. That is for sure. He just hit the right and proper price point for me. So again, under 20 bucks is what I was willing to scoop this one up for. I didn't want to pay any more than that. Again, out of box purposes. So why don't you let me know down in the comments below what you think of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. What do you think of this Green Goblin 10-inch pop? Is this something that you have in your collection, or is this something that you have passed on? So let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe for more, because I do reviews every single day. So look out for that, and have a great rest of your day.